Hello everyone, this is Dace Tuan. I will be presenting the Social Marketing and Social Mobilization Program Monitoring and Evaluation Framework that I created. The M&E program has three parts: monitoring, program evaluation, and impact assessment. First, let's look at the monitoring part. So for the monitoring part, here are the program details. We have title of the Socmar or Socmob program, background and context, objectives, and then scope of the M&E, which is monitoring, program evaluation, and or impact assessment. Next is purpose of the M&E. So the purpose can be help document a summary of quantitative and qualitative results and outcomes, identify key lessons learned and provide recommendations, and contribute to the implementing organization's accountability towards the funder as well as its partners and supporters. After that, we have the target audiences. For example, in the Socmob program Where the Rain Falls, one of the target audiences are the minority ethnic groups in the remote village of Chiang Mai province. Location. A sample location are the three countries involved in the program, which are Bangladesh, India, and Thailand. Then after that, we have expected duration and time frame. So monitoring, final evaluation, and impact assessment. So this will contain the expected duration and time frame for each of the parts of the M&E. Next is approach and products. So for the approach, we have two approaches: provide evidence-based information that is credible, reliable, and useful. Develop a methodology that aligns with participatory and consultative approach. And for the product part, the ultimate product should be concise, well-structured documents, including quantitative and qualitative data, as well as clear conclusions and recommendations as detailed in the format sections. For the monitoring and data collection methods, some of this, but not all, will apply depending on the type of the Socmob or Socmar program. So we have a planning, contracting, and coordinating of primary data collection, discussion with relevant staff, resource person, focus group discussions, participatory or consultative approaches, social media or website analytic tools, surveys and questionnaires, media monitoring, budgetary and time tracking, other methods that apply. And towards the end of the monitoring part, we have recollection and analysis of data, production of reports, and presentation of reports and results. Again, here are the monitoring components. We have title of the Socmar or Socmob program, background and context, objectives, scope of the M&E, purpose of the M&E, target audiences, location, expected duration and time frame, approach and product, and monitoring and data collection methods. After collecting all the relevant data in the monitoring part within the specified time frame, the program evaluation starts. For the program evaluation, here are the components. We have objectives and scope, and then evaluation criteria. The program will be evaluated based on relevance, coherence, effectiveness, efficiency, and sustainability. These are the core evaluation criteria defined by the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. According to OECD, these criteria provide a normative framework used to determine the merit or worth of a development intervention. So when we say development intervention, it can be policy, strategy, program, project, or activity. So the third component is assessment of project performance. So when we assess project performance, it is based on the project's logical frameworks. which can either be analytical and conceptual. For example, one of the Where the Rain Falls Socmob program's main objectives is fostering gender equality. The evaluation framework used for this part of the Socmob program is CARE's very own Women Empowerment Framework, or WEF. Fourth component, indicators. So in this part, we assess the achievements realized against each of the indicators compared with the status identified at baseline. For instance, by using the randomized control group design. An example is high-level indicators for a Socmob program on climate change is evaluated through the number of people with improved resilience to climate change and climate variability, and the percentage increase in their adaptive capacities. The last component is format. Format is a brief and concise report in English. The report will include information such as key findings, combined indicators, and common trends and recommendations, etc. Key findings, main conclusions, and final evaluation and impact assessment and recommendations will be substantiated with more detailed information only to the extent necessary. After completing the program evaluation, the overall Socmar or Socmob program will be rated based on the 5 core criteria of OECD, or the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The 6th criteria, impact, will be separately assessed. So relevance, 20%, coherence, 20%, effectiveness, 20%, efficiency, 20%, sustainability, 20%, with a total of 100%. After the program evaluation, we proceed to the impact assessment. The impact assessment will be conducted as a subsequent step after the final evaluation is realized. It will allow the evaluation team to dig further for quantitative results and outcomes, focusing on specific levers of change. We have the following components: objectives and scope, impact areas to consider and research questions, identify specific impact areas or change levers, emphasis on sustainable program management, other areas of interest such as inclusive governance and gender equality and women voice. The assessment will contain precise qualitative and quantitative data. And for the format, we have a concise overall impact report, including an executive summary summarizing the main findings and conclusions, a series of self-contained learning brief for each of the areas of change covered. So this is the end of my presentation for the Social Marketing and Social Mobilization Program Monitoring and Evaluation Framework. Here are my references. Again, this is Dace, Tuan. Thank you for listening and watching. Bye!